Hi, this is Richard from We're Not Wizards, and you're listening to A Quest for Magic and Steele.
Last time on Magic and Steele.
Kneel down towards me.
Yeah, she stands, puts her hands up.
Yeah, the tiefling accepted it. She saved me, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, I didn't.
That was the dram. What?
Who brought us here? Who brought us here?
Tuna.
Where is Stelly?
She's dead. Dead, like you were going to be before we saved you.
I saved you.
I think I can get you guys back.
Do you need anything else from us?
No, I just need to concentrate. Yeah, let me go. I have one last gift. Rashala! Hoorah! Ah! Fish in the face.
Fish in the mouth, son.
Oh man.
Son?
Countdown. 10.
Oh god, she's about to fart.
8.
She's about to blow up.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And you guys disappear from this plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another adventure of A Quest for Magic and Steele. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been almost a year. Actually, by the time you listen to this, it may be a year of since we started recording. We started recording in March. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my god, we're so
And then we did our
old.
first upload in actual April, but we had a few shows recorded. So we're almost on our year. That's crazy. Guess what? We're done. Our first campaign. Season 1 is over. We now have what would we call this? The mid... Because this isn't going to be season 2.
This is an intermission,
This is an intermission dungeon
season?
crawl.
1.5. Sure.
Yeah, 1.5. And we're switching things up. If you haven't heard, we're going to be removing Amara. Like I said in the last show, or a couple shows ago, Amara is no longer going to be a DM for us because she killed my favorite character.
I'll be back.
No, I will not allow her to touch the mic to be the DM. So Alicia, the infamous Shaycon.
Infamous.
Yes. He is going to be taking over, but as the female, Alicia.
Yes.
Alicia will be taking over as the DM to run us through a couple shows.
I'm the captain now.
So I'm just going to hand things over, and at the end, I'll let you know how you can find us in case you didn't know. But guess what? You can always look in the show notes because the info is in there.
The show notes has show notes about the show.
There's the notes about our show,
So
and
note
it's
it.
labeled show notes, guys.
Show note show.
Yeah.
So I am Meriden, the halfling bard, and I sing to you when I cast spells. Depends on what song comes into my head first. And I don't really know my voice, so it'll probably change every once in a while.
Why are you a Southern Belle now?
I don't know.
I don't know my voice.
I don't know my voice. So
Oh, child.
I told you it's gonna change everyone. I might end up talking
She's
like,
going to go
all right,
from
so spell. I don't know.
And
It
we're going to be
depends.
like,
You are
suddenly
not
Stelly.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, my name's Meriden.
Tell us a little bit about Meriden. Do you know anything about Meriden?
So Meriden came from the forest. She lives in some trees with her family because halflings actually made little huts and trees and stuff. And her family wasn't having much trouble. It wasn't just her, it was like her relatives' family too. Like all of them were living together in trees, and she just didn't like the life, and it was just too boring for her. She would sing all the time, and they would kind of praise her, but she wanted her singing to go out more to the world, and she wanted to show people what she could do, basically. So she is coming up to a town on her first performance because she wants to try and win some money.
You're level 4 and you've never done a performance?
I've performed my family
Oh, okay.
and some passerbyers on the road, but never like in a tavern.
Okay. Anything else? Or is that it?
She has a rapier. When she gets scared, she's a very gutsy bard. Mm-hmm. And like if someone else doesn't do it, she'll do it. She'll step up and be like, I got this.
The Mission Impossible theme was playing in my head just then.
She's a very talkative and persuasive person.
Okay. This is her first time being out of the forest, yes, and into the world?
first time being into a town with a lot of people.
Gotcha.
She's been like in her little village with people and stuff, and she's seen some people on the road through her travels, passing by carriages and stuff, but never in a big city.
Gotcha.
Or bigger.
Okay. So I take it, is she going to be like a little overwhelmed, or is she just going to be a little excited?
She
or
is super excited. She's so fascinated about everything. So she's looking at everything, going into the little shops and stuff, or these little stands on the sides, looking at different fruits and people, telling people that they're beautiful. And she does that a lot.
She sounds adorable. So Meriden has been on the road for about a week or so, just under a week now. You're walking down this main road that's being shared by a bunch of other people of all different races, and you're just humming to yourself, and you're so excited, so you're skipping down this road, and you have a little like hollow, like hand-sized log that you picked up and another stick, and you're just kind of like beating on it like do 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 do.
I am in the town. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna show these people what I can do.
And as you're passing, some people are just like kind of looking down at you strangely, like, what the heck is this little thing doing here?
And I just wave to them.
So as you're skipping merrily, the foot traffic becomes a little bit thicker. As you come to the outer perimeter of the city of Davenport, and it is a town that is on the water. You see ships. This is your first time seeing the ocean and seeing the large trade ships and everything, and you've never seen this many people in one place, and you've also never really seen buildings such as these before. And you see a couple of like smaller folk, like some gnomes and halflings here and there. But of course, there is an abundance of elves and humans and dwarves and everything. And even some other more exotic folk, like you see a dragonborn, and you've never seen a dragonborn before. He's a fighter, so he's like in his armor and everything. He has his hand on his sword, and he's just chatting with a couple of other companions.
So I go up to that little party, looking at him more specifically, but also everyone else. And I just jump up a little bit so that they can see me. Oh, hi, my name is Meriden. Can you guys help me out?
They just look at you. I'm sorry, what are you?
My name is Meriden, and I need some help. Could you put me in the right direction to find somewhere to perform for people?
Perform like what kind of perform?
Like sing and dance.
Ah, you're a bard, I take it? Prove it. Do a little ditty for us right here.
If you insist. Here, make like a little circle. I start dancing around, and I start singing a song.
As you start to do like little steps, as you're like trying to like find your rhythm, someone, one of the people in the party, I mean, he's not a bard, but he diddles on a flute. It's a dwarf, so he just starts like, he's liking what you're picking up, and he's like, all right, I'll help her out. So he just goes...
My name is Meriden, and I like to dance, and I'll sing a song for you so you can have a chance. Come and dance with me, sing a song and two. I like to dance and sing with you.
They all just stare at you, they look at each other, and then they go...
Yeah, so performance place, please.
The Dragonborn goes down to your eye level, and he just like
There's a big, super big smile on my face.
And he's a red dragon, by the way.
You're beautiful.
And he just smirks and goes, thank you, I know. And he goes, down that road, make a left, and then make another left. And you'll see a nice place for performance right in front of you after you make that next left.
Left, another left.
Yes.
Awesome. Is his hand out, like when he was pointing?
Yeah.
So I grab his hand with both my hands and shake it a lot. Thank you. I'll see you guys later. And I skip down the way that he told me.
And he just is shaking his head and being like, oh, that little halfling's going to get eaten alive. So you are trying your best to navigate through the crowd. You're getting bumped around a lot, though. People in the city are not.
I'm very acrobatic.
Are you like...
I am
serpentining through them?
Totally rolling and like pushing off people's shoulders if I can. I can go through spaces of other people.
All right, do an
because of
acrobatics.
how- 8.
You're able to, juke around some people, but you're not used to being in crowds like this and also being surrounded by larger people of this size, like humans and whatnot. So you get tossed around a little bit. You trip on the cobblestones and you're getting a little anxious, but you're able to, your excitement for performing is overshadowing that. So you make your first left, you're going down that road. And then you make your second left per the instructions of the fighter. And you suddenly end up in a gross, alleyway. And you're a little confused. And you're wondering, maybe I took a wrong turn. Maybe I didn't follow his directions right. And when you go to turn around to go back out into the main street, you get confronted by a dwarf and 2 humans. They're like thugs, like really rough-looking folk.
When I looked in the alleyway, I was like, oh, it's kind of dirty. I prestidigitation, make it look better.
You're prestidigitating the alleyway, and suddenly a shadow comes over you, and when you look behind you see the dwarf and the 2 humans, very rough-looking boys. And the dwarf, who is closest to your height, looks down at you and goes, "Oi, little halfling.
Yes.
What do you think you're doing?"
I don't know. I was following directions from someone to try and get into the
Shut your
tavern.
yap.
Well, you're mean.
Give us your money.
I don't have any money. I'm sorry.
And he picks you up roll the dex save.
Yeah. It's 16.
Okay, so he goes to grab you, and you just do a little twisty twirly underneath his hands. And he goes, "You're a slippery one, aren't you?"
Oh, wait, look at over there. Can I roll deception?
Yes, you can.
22.
Okay, so they're not the brightest crowns in the box, so they just go, "Whoa."
And then I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. When they look back, they're like, "Where did she go?" "I don't know. She was just here." "Brian, you were supposed to be watching him." And he hits him upside the head. They're like 3 Stooges almost.
Okay. Can I roll sleight of hand?
To pick their pockets?
Yeah.
Sure.
A 20.
You do so, and you don't get much because they're, meh. You're able to pickpocket a couple of coppers and a silver here and there. Like I said, not that much, but, it's pretty much all they have on them. So, yeah, so they're looking for you, and they're yelling at each other and everything.
I make my way out of the alleyway to see if I can find the...
So as you're making your way out the alleyway, you're like, and you bump into this really hard, big thing. And I mean, it doesn't notice you because you're invisible and you're small, but you look up to see this giant mountain of a creature. You've never seen anything like this before, but it is a Goliath.
I am Zeke, barbarian, Goliath, soldier background. So I was a warrior fighting as a soldier up in the mountain clan, from the cold mountain clans. I don't like mountain dwarves much because they're angry.
Because they're angry. They're an abrasive people.
Yes, and so you would think that I would be abrasive too, but I'm not. I have a kind soul.
Oh, gentle giant.
Yes, I really like little people and little animals in particular. More than average sized people, they're just but little people, and I feel protective.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine with everyone else except for mountain dwarves.
Right.
But halflings and gnomes, they have a special place in your heart.
They don't even have to. I'll take a lot of
You're
crap.
like one of those bikers that has a chihuahua on their motorcycle.
I'll just chill in your inside Jack pocket.
No, I have a feeling you're going to end up riding on his shoulders like that.
Oh yeah. You don't even have to think.
So I speak common and giant. Mountain tribe.
Giant.
So basically, the war, whatever war we were fighting is basically over.
It was a war.
Yeah.
The war.
Yeah, the war. So basically, I wasn't married. My family's pretty much decimated, so I don't have much of a family because we're kind of separate people. At least my tribe was. So I'm just looking for work. Along the way, I've had some things where I just fought, like for money, just to survive or for food.
Okay,
And
so
I
you're
just happened to come into this town.
So you're a soldier turned mercenary.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been mercenarying for?
Mercenary.
Or how long has the war been over, Elsa?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not going too much into detail about the world, so literally anything you guys say.
I would say a couple years.
Okay, so it's been a couple years. So after the war ended, you stayed around your tribe for a little bit longer, just trying to, like, you seemed a little lost and you needed a new purpose because especially since your family is gone, but your tribe, as you said, aside from immediate family members, they're not very close. You honestly your people just kind of stick together in tribal form for protection. Mostly. And the only real, genuine emotional connection comes from immediate family, but yours is gone. So after a couple of years of trying to find a new purpose, you figured there's nothing left for you there. So you leave the mountains and you got some work so far in your travels as being like an escort for caravans. And that is where you are now. You were picked up by a small family of humans that they were just traveling from the forest that borders like the bottom of the mountains. They lost their bodyguards that they had hired from the town, and they see you. They pay you not too much because they're not, very wealthy people, only like maybe a handful of gold pieces, like maybe 4 or 5 gold pieces, which is not very much to hire a mercenary. But you don't know any better because you haven't been doing this for that long, and also you just need any money. And also you take pity on them because, they're commoners. They don't know how to fight. They can't protect themselves. So
And I have nothing better to do anyway.
Exactly. So you take their meager payment and you are escorting them along the way. You don't really run into any trouble. Anyone that looks like they could have, tried to hijack the caravan, they just take one look at you and they're just like, oh no, they got a Goliath. We ain't gonna mess with that. So it's pretty smooth sailing from the bordering forest of the mountains to the city of Davenport. Once you actually get there, it's a big bustling port town. Living in the mountains, you've only ever seen the oceans from a distance and you've never seen ships up close. So kind of like Meriden, you're quietly impressed. Not as animated as she was because of your more subtle demeanor. But the family thanks you and they even give you some food rations for whenever you decide to go on the road next, as an extra thank you, and then they go off on their way to wherever it is they're going to go. And you've never been in a city before, so you decide to walk around. You obviously tower over everyone. You do not see another Goliath in sight. It's very rare that your people come down from the mountains, and people are gawking at you. Some of adventurers and soldiers that are off to the sides are kind of staring you up and down, suspicious of you, making sure that you're not going to cause any trouble. And past this big, nice-looking building that has a lot of chitter-chatter going on from the inside, it says the Golden Chalice on the sign, and you just notice it and then walk by it. And as you're walking along the street, you see this little halfling skipping down the road, and she goes into this really shady alleyway, and you are immediately just watching over her, and then you see the 3 guys look all like, yeah, let's get her, and follow after her, and you just go...
Yeah, anytime I get that spidey sense or that Goliath sense, protector sense, little grunt, and then I just start walking over there, steady pace, regular pace.
And you show up in the threshold of the alleyway.
Right. And I wait and then I'm ready to come in right away, but then I see she handles it.
Yeah, and you look a little confused.
Right.
And, you see the thugs are looking under things, and they're like, what, you were supposed to watch me?
Yeah, I've never seen anyone disappear.
Yeah, so you're really confused, and then you feel a little tap on the bottom, and you look down, and suddenly, out of thin air, this little halfling appears. Whoa. And you're just magic.
Is that really? I am just fascinated by this big creature that I want to follow it.
Oh.
And
so you're just following?
And it makes me lose my invisibility. I'm just looking up and just lose concentration. I'm just,
So I'm also confused because she disappeared, right? Because I'm not into magic.
And now she just reappeared at your feet.
Is she appearing?
Yeah, she lost concentration, so
oh, okay.
she's visible
so I feel
again.
it. Ha, 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 Ha.
And at the sound of your laugh, they all turn around and they say, or the dwarf says, "Oi, you got a problem there? Do you know how to speak?"
I don't think he likes you.
And the human goes, "There you are, you little rat.
I'm not a rat.
Oh, we're gonna get you."
So I palm her head and slide her behind me.
Hey,
Okay.
I can take care of myself.
And I don't even listen. I just, because the guy called me out.
And the other human is, boss, maybe we shouldn't. Oh, come your britches. Let's take him out.
All right, so I will rush the boss that called me out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
just charge.
And I give him a
Roll
bonus.
your attack. Oh, you give him inspiration?
Well, yeah, I give him that inspiration, the 1d6.
So that's a 17 to strike.
All right,
'cause
so-
it's a straight line.
Okay, so this big Goliath, you start running towards him and you do your little scream. Your grunt. And
Get him!
and the two humans are just like, ooh, but the dwarf is like, and he braces himself a little
Yeah.
bit. So there's a little bit of resistance, but eventually you just, do one more grunt and you propel him backwards and he hits the back wall and he gets knocked out. And his two buddies are, "We cool, man. We're cool." And they put up their hands and they start backing away. They pick up their buddy by the arms and the legs and they just kind of scuttle off. Okay, and then you're face to face with this little halfling who's still staring wide-eyed and gawking at you.
Whoa. You...
I see here. I am Zachariah Zedekius Zurander. You can call me Zeke.
Zeke.
Who are you?
My... What? Zeke? I am Meriden, the greatest performer there ever will be.
Marrieden.
Is there something funny?
Mary.
Yeah, that's the reason my parents called me. So, you're a big fella.
Goliath. Mountain Goliath.
Whoa. So you come from the mountains? I have cousins that live in the mountains, and I haven't seen them in years. How is it in the mountains?
Cold.
Oh. I'm so amazed by this big Goliath thing. Like, have you been in this town very long? Because I'm trying to look for a place to perform to show my awesomeness off. And I thought I got directions, but it led me here. Maybe I was misled.
You have not been in this town for too long, but you do remember passing a tavern on your way as you were just walking. So you do recall a tavern.
Did you try the tavern?
That's where I'm trying to go. No, can you point me in the right direction? Like the actual direction, not
Follow.
not an alley. Oh, okay. I'll just stay back a little bit.
So he leads you to, he goes down the road a bit and makes a right and everything. I mean, it's very apparent that the directions that Dragonborn gave you were absolutely fake.
Oh, wait until I see him again.
And pretty soon you come up to this very nice looking building with a big sign out front that says the Golden Chalice. And it's surrounded by very nice buildings. This is like a nicer part of town. So you were like in this shady downtown area. It's lined with some nice like gardens, like window box gardens and everything. And
The Golden Chalice.
yes, it's a 2-story timber and brick building, and it is very, very nice on the outside, so you're excited to go in. And when you do go in, there's lots of talking and everything. There's nothing too rowdy about it. Like I said, it's a more upper class type of joint since it is in a nicer district of the town. And you see behind the bar is a little female halfling.
Ah, awesome. So I pat you on the back of the leg. like the calf, because it's so low. Or just like, Thank you, sir, for bringing me here. I am going to try and get a job. I'll be back. As I rush over to the bar and I try to jump up on the stool.
When you jump up, people in here aren't as like weirded out by you. So you're just another patron to them. However, to Zeke, they don't see Goliaths very much outside of like mountain territory.
Punch down, right? Punch down.
Maybe a little bit.
No, the ceilings are high enough because it is 2 stories.
Maybe when you went through the door.
Right.
When you went through the door, you had to crouch a little bit, but inside the ceilings are high enough that you're fine. And so you get a couple of weird looks, but you do see a table in the corner. It's like a booth kind of, so you're able to comfortably, you take up the whole booth by yourself, but you're able to sit down. There's a little elven waitress that walks up to you and she goes, "Oh, hello, sir. Here's a menu, specials and drinks and whatnot, so I'll be back to check on you in a bit." So you're looking at the menu and everything, and back at the bar, you're getting the attention of the innkeeper.
Hi, ma'am. Could I ask you a question?
Anything, darling? Oh, it's not very often you see too many halflings in this part of town.
Yeah, well, I just decided to leave my home because I need to perform. Do you maybe have a roster that I could sign up for?
Oh, you're a bard, I take it.
Uh-huh.
Well, we don't have any performers going on right now. We could use a little bit of entertainment.
What does the crowd normally go for here?
Well, this is a mixture of crowds, mixture of nobles and adventurers alike. I myself was an adventurer, so personally, I like anything that's upbeat to help me forget about whatever quest or problems that I'm dealing with. So give us something cheery, all right, darling?
Okay. It'll take me a little bit to set up.
That's all right. Just go up by the front of the room next to the mantel, please.
Okay.
She just shakes her head as she watches you, like, kind of...
My name is Aragune. I am a criminal. Well, I come from a crime background, but I don't mean to be a criminal. It's just this world
I don't mean to be a criminal.
This world has treated me wrongly.
I'm sorry I stole all your money.
I'm a dark elf. Oh. I'm a ranger. You say I'm 237.
Okay.
I'm 5'9", around 5'10". I'm not that tall at all. I'm pretty short.
That's tall.
Not really. Not for an elf.
No, actually, D&D elves are usually a little bit shorter than humans, actually.
That's lame.
In Lord of the Rings, they're always 6 foot something.
They should be. All right, well, I'm 5'10", I guess. So I was just in the forest, just kind of sitting on a tree, trying to...
As a dark elf, you have sunlight sensitivity.
That's why I'm in the shade of the forest.
I'm just letting you know for future reference. Continue.
All right, so I'm just traveling because I don't really come from anywhere. I just kind of travel all day, every day. I'm just on the move.
Every day.
And I get what I can. I do whatever I need to. Sometimes I steal if I have to. Sometimes I help people if I must.
What was your family and your home life like before you started traveling?
I grew up in a small elfin town by a forest, I guess.
Okay, so you are a dark elf that at one point in your life decided to live on the surface. So I'm going to assume that you moved up when you were relatively young. So your light sensitivity is actually not as severe as it would have been if you spent most of your life underground.
Yeah, no,
I
got really bored of that life, so I moved up.
You do usually wear a hood and everything because you do have some sensitivity, but it's not as severe. So you said you're a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For this surface elven town, you are the only dark elf up there. Everyone in the town hates you because they didn't trust you from the moment that you got there. And as a result, you were never able to get any honest work. And so you had to take to stealing and pickpocketing and conning people. And so that's how you made your living. But after a while, it got pretty dull. And also the townspeople were tired of having you screw around with their stuff. So finally, they found your little hideout in an abandoned church bell tower. And, they've been looking for your hideout for, years, but you are that sneaky. And so they finally found your hideout and they ran you out of town, which is why you are on the road now. And so you are making your way to the nearest city to kind of start over with fresh new suckers to steal from and con. And after, you've been on the road for a few days and you come to the city of Davenport, and it's a bigger city. Like the town that you were in was a town, so there wasn't too much going on there. But this is a city with a lot of people, and so you are pumped. You're like, oh man, big crowds, so many opportunities for pickpocketing. This is clutch.
This will be too easy.
So you make your way in, and because you are a dark elf, people are just kind of like wary of you. Like Goliaths, they don't see a lot of drow up on the surface, and they immediately do not trust you. And so people are kind of like keeping their distance and everything. But because it's a big crowd of people, not everyone's paying attention. So you're just walking, and
I take the nearest coin pouch I can find.
Okay, roll for sleight of hand.
17 plus 3. I got 20. Yeah.
Oh, you got 7 silver pieces and 2 copper pieces. That's it.
Lame.
You just so happen to pick the pocket of like a commoner, someone who's not very wealthy.
Oh, then I drop it back.
And then you just put it back?
I'm not a total jerk, but...
Do you want to try again?
Nah, I'm good. I just keep walking.
You're in like the entrance, which is where it's a mixture of social classes, and you just so happen to, pick someone who's not that wealthy. So you continue to walk a little bit, and you find yourself getting into what seems like a nicer part of town. Do you want to try and pick these pockets?
Oh, so I see some people playing the game.
You come to a nicer part of town, and you are a little wary from your travels, and you see a tavern that says the Golden Chalice. And when you walk in, you see in the corner some guys playing poker.
I walk over to them.
It's a group of 4 people. There's 2 elves, a dwarf, and a human. And they seem to be dressed rather nicely. So these are just a couple of buddies that are a little wealthy, and they're just passing the time together in the tavern.
I drop a bag of coins and I don't really know this game, but I would like to try.
They look at the coins, and they look at you, and they're a little wary, but the dwarf in particular is quite the betting man. And he goes, so you don't know how to play, Sonny?
Well, I'm sure I could beat you any day.
Well, why don't we put that to the test, shall we?
I suppose so.
Okay, so I'm going to need a deception and a sleight of hand check from you. So do whatever first.
15 plus 5, that's for deception.
For deception, okay.
A 12 plus 3 for sleight of hand, so 15 and 20.
All right. So you were able to, throughout this poker game, successfully deceive them that you were not good at poker. But you were able to, during this warm-up game, stuff the good cards like in your sleeve and everything. So when you lose, you didn't bet that much money to begin with. You just threw the 7 silver pieces and 2 copper pieces that you lifted earlier. I know you said you put them back, but we're gonna retcon.
I'll just take them there.
We're gonna retcon. If you're a criminal, then you
I'm a criminal just for my own gain. If I need the money, I take it. But if I don't, then I'm just
Did you take it or didn't you?
I took it.
Okay. So the dwarf takes it and goes, "Oh, tough luck, Sonny. Well, that's how it is. What do you say we go another round? Double or nothing?"
Let's do it. I'm sure I can beat you this time.
All right. Now
Say
do
triple.
So again, deception and sleight of hand.
It's probably going to go bad this time. All right, we got 12 plus 5 deception. Hey, 15 plus the same thing.
Oh, is it? That's funny.
Well, instead, now it's a
Now it's
17.
opposite.
Yeah,
All right.
that's funny.
And then an 18.
So your poker face is on point, and you're able to deceive them no problem. When you need to, you take the good cards out from your sleeve and you switch them. No one notices, and you win. You win 99 gold pieces.
Oh, man.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
you win 99 gold pieces.
I kind of scratched my head. Did I win? Wow.
And they're all just glaring at you, especially the dwarf, and then they all glare at the dwarf like, you asked him to play.
Sorry, boys. I grab the pouch and walk away.
So where do you go in the tavern?
I go up to the bar and I ask for a drink.
Okay. So while you're walking up to the bar, you, in addition to all the chitter chatter and everything, there is a lovely cheery song coming from the bard that's performing at the front of the room. And you also see over everyone's head when you sit down at the bar and you're just kind of like surveying the room, you see a giant Goliath in the corner and you're kind of like weirded out by it. But at the same time, you're comforted because you're like, I'm not the only weirdo in here. And this little adorable older female halfling walks up to you and she goes, we don't see many of your kind either. Today's just a strange day. We got a Goliath and now we have a drow. I don't gotta keep my eye on you, do I?
Well, of course not. You can always trust me.
Deception.
What?
Roll deception. What else would I mean by that?
I got 11 plus 5.
All right. And she just gives you the stink eye, looks you up and down, and she goes, all right. What are you having?
Give me an ale.
Ale. So, we got whiskey, we got mead, and we got a tankard of ale.
Give me the tankard.
The tankard? That'd be 11 copper pieces.
Here you go.
What, do you give her a gold piece?
Can she break it down?
Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're a drow and you have like a pouch full of like gold pieces, she's just like, and when she turns around, she bites it and it's fine. And she's like, all right. And she gives you a tankard of ale and you then sit back and enjoy the performance. And now we come to last, but certainly not least, Mr. Brian Giordano. Who is your character?
He's Uther, the dwarven fighter.
Oh, brother.
Uther.
Uther.
I love it.
Let me guess.
Hearthstone?
Mountain dwarf.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Brian is going to do an accent.
Nice.
Are you trying to sound like the...
I love it.
You trying to sound like the guy from Hearthstone who says,
little bit.
Uther.
Uther. From the High Mountain Kingdom.
Nice.
Son of Hrothgar.
Love it.
I'm here
Hrothgar?
searching
You
for
mean
treasure.
Hrothgar, you
dwarf.
mean at the Third of the World?
People are going to be
Hrothgar.
like, what? He can do other
Get
voices.
the
What? He can actually do stuff other than Brian voice? Well, trust us, everyone. We're just as surprised as you are that he's doing
They're going to be
this.
sending tweets. Who's the new guy?
Gabe had a personality, and that was his personality.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Uther. Where does he come from? Who is his family? Why is he on the road?
Well, he
Who is
comes
he?
from
What
the
is he?
High Mountain Kingdom, son of Hrothgar, looking for treasure, just because he feels like it.
What's his background?
He's a knight,
He's a knight.
part of the King's Knights,
Oh, he was the king's knight. So why is he leaving?
because his father wants to prep him to be king, and he doesn't want to be king yet, so he wants to go out on an adventure.
Oh, he's a royal bloodline.
So is
All
Oates.
right. Alrighty. So how long ago did you decide to leave the royal family behind?
75 years ago.
75.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
He's 250.
250. All right. So you've been traveling and been on the road for many a year. You are no stranger to the life of a nomad. You are a mercenary, I take it?
I think it.
Not
Is that your chosen
necessarily,
profession?
but
How do you make money on the road, being on the road for 75 years? Or being
for
away
treasure.
You hunt for... Oh, you're a treasure hunter and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. So during those 75 years, you've taken up residence in several different random towns. And when you find work, when you love to put your ear to the ground and listen for rumors of, old magical artifacts or treasure troves, and you are no stranger to dungeon delving. You've accompanied other parties of adventurers on several quests, not too many, but enough to have sufficient experience in it. And now you are searching for your next mission. Mm-hmm. So you're heading towards Davenport because that is the next closest city. And typically the best jobs come from populated cities like that. So you make your way to it, and, you know, there's plenty of dwarves, so you don't get the weird looks like all the other three did.
I only got weird looks because
you were
I was
cheery. Yeah. And they got weird looks because they're a rare breed of people. So Uther is making his way through the city. He is able to navigate just fine because he's been in plenty of other cities. This one's no different. And you ask for directions from one person how to get to the tavern. You make it there, no problem. And the first thing you look at is the adventure board, the quest board. This is where people post either any rumors or actual jobs that they have for you. On this quest board, you see something that says, the spiders of the Black Gauntlet of Malice are powerful spellcasters. A stone golem has escaped from the tower of Nessus, the sorcerer, and the wizard Alice has disappeared along with her collection of exotic potions and elixirs. Yes, so you see all of that. So those are actual like jobs that are posted, but it doesn't seem like anything too valuable can come from it aside from the wizard one. But you're gonna wait and see if you hear anything more worth your time. So where are you going in this tavern?
Go to the bar.
Go to the
Get
bar.
me some ale.
So you go to the bar. You pass a table of really disgruntled noblemen that are yelling at their dwarven friend about how he lost them a bunch of money because they trusted a shady character. Most of the patrons are kind of coagulated towards the center/right of the room because in the far left corner is a really large Goliath who doesn't have a friendly face, but that's not his fault. And he's just kind of sitting there, bobbing his head a little bit, drinking a large tankard of...
A whole barrel.
A whole... he has like a fish tank, kind of, in front of him. And you see a little halfling doing a little dance and singing. And actually now... An elf, a woman elf has joined and is playing a lute near you. So that's fun. And there's a bowl in front of you. It has some coin in it. So we'll figure out how much coin in a minute. So you make your way to the bar. A cute little halfling lady comes up to you. Hello there, gorgeous. What are you having?
What's your largest drink?
A largest
Biggest.
drink. Well... You want your whiskey, mead, ale? What are you
What's
having?
the strongest?
The whiskey, definitely.
Okay, give me that in a tankard.
Tankard, all right. So she kind of like waddles over with this big cup of whiskey. It's not a cup, it's a tankard. And lays it down in front of you. And that is 13 copper pieces.
Okay,
Tink.
I down it.
Do a con save.
12.
All right. You definitely feel it right away. You do a little shudder, but you're fine. Do you order any more?
Absolutely. One more.
12 more copper pieces.
One more.
She refills it, brings it back, and now she's watching you to see how you react this time. Roll another con.
14.
This time, you shudder, and then you kind of just like stare for a little bit, and you teeter a little bit. You're feeling it. You're now like buzzed. In 2 drinks, you got to the point where you're buzzed. And she's just looking at you and just smirking, and she goes, "You want another there, sweetheart?"
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. So you're turning around, you're watching the bard, and you're sitting next to this shady hooded figure that you can see by the color of his hands. And he also has like white silvery hair peeking out from his hood. You can tell that this is a dark elf.
I haven't seen one of you in a long time.
Well, I just met a dwarf earlier.
Yeah, and you took all his money, I bet.
Your Monty?
Money, I bet.
How do you suspect I did that?
You've got a big-ass pouch of gold on your belt.
I can
And
smell
there's
it.
3 dwarves over there, or 1 dwarf and 2 humans, arguing about losing money.
Well, one of them's an elf.
They all look the same to me.
You all look the same.
And indeed, you're right.
All right. Thanks again for downloading and listening to our show. I hope you're enjoying the adventure, the quest for Magic and Steel. Hit us up on Twitter at Empire Steel. You can drop us an email at pods@steelempire.com, STEELE empire.com. Don't forget the last E for entertainment. See ya.
Bye.